All right, so it didn't take too long after I got done. So you always want to save your changes. Always come up here, make it a habit now. Save light show. You can save it however you want. So we'll do the Duke of Earl, see if it plays on my music stuff over here or not.
Nothing can stop a do-gooder. And you are my girl, and no one can hurt you. Oh no, yes come on, let me pull you.
All right, so with that being said, I think, yeah, everything's scripted now. Okay, so let's go back to Engine, and I'll come over here. This should be doing some analyzing. It should have shown me that I had a auto-scripted this. Let's see. Let me see where I'm at. People, bear with me. Alright, so I'm here at the 60s. Since I've already auto-scripted, this should come up. It's analyzing, and yep, sure enough. That says showing that I'm auto-scripted. Alright, cool. And it can be done with all of these being on at the same time. My 80s is not scripted. It's not showing that I'm scripted. Let's verify this. Alright, so it's analyzing. You can always click on this and it's going to show you that it's updating a track list, whatever. It may or may not come up that I have a SoundSwitch program to each song. In this case, if it's showing on SoundSwitch that I don't have it, more than likely it has not been auto-scripted yet. And again, I mean, this process is taking quite some time because I'm running all these processes together at the same time. I'm barely maybe at 20%. I still got quite a long way to go. And it's doing that because there's some videos embedded here in this 1 terabyte. So I'm waiting and waiting. We're doing all this in real time. And for those of y'all that are having trouble, especially with this one not lighting up, what I tend to have to do is make sure that you have a connection good. Launch whatever you're gonna launch first, then you can connect and then launch SoundSwitch and everything else, and this should light up. You'll hear like a noise clicking inside, and you should be able to hear it light up. The same for here. You would want to launch this by itself and then start connecting whatever you're connecting. Because if you launch this with all the connections in there, it's going to take a long time for this to launch on its own. So you have to make it a habit to do each one by one. And you have to ensure with Denon products, I'm assuming anything Denon, related, like Newmark and everything else, you have to be sure that you're in the correct format. For instance, let me show you. Open up my file explorer and I'm gonna show you what's up. My D drive, obviously because it's default, Mac OS is gonna be a different deal. but mine's is that NFTS, and that's only because it's the one that's embedded, you know, inside my my laptop. My externals, they're all gonna be it's fat, or what is it? Fat 32 or some crap like that. It's fat. My SS, my SATA drive, it's fat. This one is going to be similar to, oh no, yeah, it's fat. And that should be all of them. With that being said, a lot of the times the majority of stuff that Denon products are not working properly is because your drives, internal or external, have not been formatted properly. And engine software is very picky about that. It won't even show up on here at all. Because the beauty of this program is that it's meant for all of us to not be able to corrupt the system, and definitely not corrupt the software, and most importantly, not corrupt anything that you're doing here. So it's actually helping you get the best quality of everything that you're utilizing, which you have at your disposal. So it's showing here that I do have a light show for the 80s, which is strange because when I go to my deal here, as you can see, I mean, it's not showing that I have a show, and it should. Nothing showing up. And that is very strange. I don't know why this is happening the way it is, SOUNDSWITCH, but if somebody up there knows something that's going on, I would love to get some feedback on this. I would hate to have to just go up in here and rebuild all my library when I really don't have to. And I don't think there's a way that we can actually update it that ways. It would be nice if we could. No, there ain't. There's absolutely no way to do this. Updating features, rebuild. And I've never been to where I would end up having to rebuild the whole library. Obviously, in my case, I mean, that would take forever. And I don't want to end up wasting that much time doing that. Even though it is a wonderful program. But again, it is strange that on engine itself is showing that I do have, you know, a lighting program. Let's check my 90s. So yeah, even the 90s is showing up that I have one. And of course, I mean, this is the engine library collection. So whatever I have here, it should show up, and it's not showing up. It could be due to something as far as like when I did the latest version for the update. It could be. I could be wrong. But again, I'm not going to even attempt to rebuild anything until I am finished transferring all of this, which hopefully will start, you know, pretty quick. Well, I hope that I was able to help y'all out, because again, if you come and you're using this, you know, you go to your files. This is the only information that you're gonna have. You don't even have access to SOUNDSWITCH, none of that good stuff. This is all you have. You don't even have a waveform. So the only way that you can get that, you drag and drop, you go up here to this icon, and then you go in here to where it says a collection, and The collection, once it's in here, it's gonna drop your file, and all of a sudden then you'll get a waveform, you'll get all this information. Otherwise you will not have no kind of information like that whatsoever. None whatsoever. And in here you can delete, you can rename your folders. FYI, if you do happen to rename your folder, just be aware that if you rename your folder and you don't analyze properly, then you'll have a corrupted folder. And then you're gonna be in a world of shit. So you wanna make sure that you follow the process correctly. Do what you need to do. Take your time. Don't get overwhelmed. And the beauty of today's technology, you can always save whatever you don't have time for, or if you get a migraine trying to study. This is just like us going to school, people. You've heard the saying, you get in what you get out of it what you put in, right? If you're not willing to put the time, like it literally takes me a good week, 2 weeks to get everything solid and complete. If you look at my libraries, you know, they've been scripted. It's taken me quite some time to script, especially music videos. I have no corrupted files whatsoever. No corrupted files whatsoever. And again, this normally is quicker, but because I'm transferring 1 terabyte's worth of music to, you know, from my laptop to my internal SATA drive inside my Prime 4, that's why it's doing this. If not, it would be like super quick. So if y'all are like some of those nerd gamers that actually have a badass, you know, system for playing video games and it's super fast, even though I'm running all these processes at the same time, this would, you know, be way quicker. It would put my laptop to shame. I got a little baby laptop, even though it's a gaming laptop. And, you know, no corrupted files whatsoever. And the reason I take my time doing all this is because, I mean, that's what makes you good. The last thing you want to do is be at an event and have something fail or not work properly. So, people, don't be complaining. Just go out there, learn, do the job. You know, put in some time, learn some skills. Nobody taught me anything of how to do all this new digital DJ stuff. I've been in the game for quite a while, since '86. I was a teenager when I started. And, you know, I used 4 chromed out 1210s for almost 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, for almost 3 decades. Until everything got stolen and I had to start right back from square one. All my vinyl, almost about 30 years worth of vinyl was stolen from me. And now I have more than enough music. I have access to more than enough music. I got all this back in 2019, late, because it took forever for my Prime 4 to get here to Dallas, Texas. I was one of the first, if not the first, to get the first Prime 4 that hit my area. And then because of this, I learned how to use Serato, and I learned how to use Virtual DJ. I learned about SoundSwitch. I learned about this before this even came out because I was using the dongle. And it took me quite some time to figure everything out. And if I can do it, anybody should be able to do it. Again, nobody taught me how to do this. As far as the customer service, you know, for all these companies, because at one point I was able to talk to everybody, you know, in DENON DJ, you can still talk to people in DENON DJ. SoundSwitch, because they're owned by In Music, just like Newmark, you should be able to reach a human. And then Virtual DJ, that was, you know, you could talk to people out there, but then now everything's email. They will respond to you, just like Serato. And everything is good. So, y'all keep up the good work. This is the reason that we do what we do. This is why I charge what I charge. Because at the end of the day, not only do I have peace of mind, but I want my clients and all my other customers to always have peace of mind and come back to me. So peace out.